Have you ever noticed that right when you start feeling better, something stressful happens and then your MS symptoms come back? You think you're making progress, then suddenly something like fatigue hits, the old numbness returns, and it feels like you're back at square one. Hi, everyone. I'm Kate McDowell from Alliance Natural Health, and tomorrow is session 5 from the new MS Inner Circle, which is a group that I've put together and will continue working on to help people who are struggling with MS symptoms. And the whole objective of this group is, yes, to form a community, but also to explore different possibilities, different opportunities when it comes to working with MS. I was diagnosed 20 years ago and been symptom free for 9 years. And one of the most common conversations that I have with people is, okay, what did you do? This is an illness that is considered there is no cure for it. But the way that I look at things now is just because there is no cure doesn't mean you can't get healthy. And so things like the frustration of that cycle that I just mentioned, all of a sudden there's a lot of stress and then symptoms show up. And the frustration of that cycle, I get it. I lived that for years and understand how challenging it can be to feel like you're doing everything right, but all of a sudden you're slipping backwards. And I didn't make the connection in the past that that's stress was a big component in that, was a big factor in that. And it's like feeling a certain way, expectation that, oh, okay, I'm just going to continue to decline because doctors told me that, medicine told me that. And it's not a sign of failure when things start to flare up. It's your body trying to communicate with you, trying to tell you that something needs support, something needs to stop, something needs to change. And change is one of the hardest patterns that people can deal with. And all human beings are capable of change. But sometimes it's hard because if you're comfortable being uncomfortable, you will stay in that place for a really long time. Yep, that was my experience for a long time. I went through 7-ish years of following everything that I was led to believe from a young age. Medicine is the answer for you. And things weren't working, but I kept pushing on. I kept thinking I just need to patient better and then things will get better. But if you do the same thing over and over again and it's not working, Einstein says that's the definition of insanity. It's expecting a different outcome without changing your behavior, changing your actions. And so when it comes to looking at symptoms showing up and stress and all these different things that we're dealing with, and even the belief patterns that many of us have that just don't understand how much of an impact that's having on what you're dealing with, it can be tough to go through. Like I said, I went through a long time of thinking, "Oh, I just need to patient better," or "I just need to wait, and something outside of me will come up with a solution for this." I used to blame a lot of things outside of me as well, and the thing is, blaming things outside of you, you're basically handing over the remote control of what's going on in your body. When we blame outside, the solution has to come from outside. And so what if the solution doesn't come? What if there's things that you could start doing by taking responsibility? I'm not saying blame yourself. I'm saying taking responsibility for where are there ways, areas where I may have had some sort of contribution to what's going on here. For me, I mean, I was 22 when I was diagnosed. I was a typical teenager. There was alcohol, there was nights out drinking, there was missing sleep, there was doing things that weren't of the best benefit for my body and for my health. And eventually my body was like, "Hi, what about me?" And that can show up in many different ways. But today we're just going to talk a bit about why this happens and what you can do to start shifting it when symptoms are showing up. They feel like they're unexpected, they feel like they came out of nowhere, and how you can start to have a better understanding of what's going on in your body. Because when we can start to listen to what our body is trying to tell us, it gives us an ability to step forward and do things to help the body with what it's trying to communicate with you. So progress, so your progress lasts longer. So your body can finally start trusting safety again. That's a big part of the MS journey or the hypnosis journey that I help people with MS. Safety is a really big component that comes up. If the body doesn't feel safe, If your nervous system is in fight or flight all the time, from fight or flight all the time, healing doesn't happen. So, if we can help the nervous system and the body start to feel safe in itself again, it makes a big difference. So, the body's main job is survival, not improvement. The nervous system's defaults to familiar, not better. So when you start changing things like diet, like habits, like mindset, and your body tests, is this safe? Does this feel like this is something that will allow me to wake up tomorrow? Because the things that you've been doing today or yesterday, you woke up today. Okay, so let's just repeat that and do it again. But what if it's things that aren't getting you to the quality of life, to the health that you want to be in? This is where mindset, where her hypnosis is very beneficial because we can shift the operating system essentially in the unconscious mind. And so it's like your body's been living in a locked room for years. And when you open the door, the light feels uncomfortable. So it runs back inside. The problem isn't the light, it's that your body doesn't yet know that it's safe in the light. And so tomorrow we're going to talk a bunch about different concepts around how to help the body feel safe again so that healing can start happening so your body can start doing what it was designed to do. So notice when you slip into protection mode, and that could look like fatigue, tightness, overthinking, fear of symptoms returning. And pause and reassure yourself. You can use statements like, body, you're safe now. I see you. We're okay. You can take 30 seconds to breathe, to get into a place of grounding. Put your feet on the soil, on the grass, if you can, although it's almost November here in Ontario, it's a bit more challenging. But what can you do in terms of short visualization exercises that help your body feel safe again to move forward? And so instead of feeling I'm back where I've started when a challenge comes up, what if you try saying, my body's showing me what feels unsafe? And that's progress. So I'm going to drop the link in the comments below. And if you're interested in checking out the inner circle, I'm offering, well, I offered this for free for the last 5 weeks. Tomorrow is week 5. And so as of November, it is going to be a paid offer. So if you're interested in checking this out, there's some other really cool benefits as well if you come tomorrow. The link will be in the comments. You can save your spot. You can leave at any time if you decide it's not something you want. But the whole point of this is to help shift perspective around things. Because I remember what it was like to live in the place where I was worried about what was going to happen. I was worried about what the future would bring. I was worried about if my family would get annoyed with me because I couldn't do things. I was just worried about so many different things and starting to take responsibility and take back my own power around my healing journey. I mean, symptom free for 9 years. This is a big part of it. Yes, I did make changes to what I was eating as well, but a lot of it was mental. A lot of it was saying, okay, you know what? What can I do? How can I be a part of getting where I'm wanting to go? I talked with someone earlier today who was saying essentially it's around the lines of what you expect is what shows up. And so if you're always expecting bad things to happen and then they happen, you're like, see, I told you. What if you turned that around and started focusing on the good things that you want to happen? And then you can be amazed if you want, or just be like, of course, when good things start showing up. That's a big part of what I've experienced. My journey along this path is starting to expect the good things. And then good things started showing up more. Were there some changes that had to happen? Yes. Was there a toxic relationship that was having an effect on it? Yes. Was there a toxic work environment that was having an effect on it? Yes. So there may be other things that need to change as well, but this is something that's simple. It's something you can do for yourself. And the changes that I've seen working with more than 100 clients in terms of symptoms either reducing, completely disappearing, which is cool. Some of those are really quick, also very cool. Even just a feeling of understanding your body at a deeper level is pretty awesome to know that you can do Pretty awesome to know how much more personal power you can have when you start leaning in and listening to your body from a different level, on a deeper level. So, I will drop the link in the comments below if you're interested in checking out the Inner Circle. Tomorrow is your last week to check it out for free. As of next week, there will be a price tag along with it. If you come tomorrow, if you can't come tomorrow, but you are interested, sign up regardless because there will be a special offer for people who like came during this free month. So either way, if you want to check it out, make sure you sign up. And if you have questions, let me know. Otherwise, I hope to see you tomorrow. Ultimately, MS tells us there's no cure for these illnesses, but no cure doesn't mean you can't get healthy. And I've seen so many incredible stories of people who have allowed and let go and the changes that have happened for them. So again, Kate McDowell from Align Natural Health, and I hope to see you tomorrow.